Patch Day! Welcome back, everybody. This is week 8 of the early access, and I am very happy to announce that PLAYERUNKNOWNS BATTLEGROUNDS had a patch update, a weekly update. I was starting to get really nervous where there had been no real news or anything out of them for 3 weeks, but happily today they announced that they were gonna do an update. Nothing too major, more what you'd expect for a standard update. Client performance improvements, where basically there was some issues where when vehicles were near characters, they were getting FPS drops. They buffed that a little bit, so you might see a little less of that depending on what you have for a video card. Other than that, involves the newer features of custom games. They fixed an issue that was causing the sound to break when there are too many vehicles in a small area, and you can imagine when you allow people to make custom games, the first thing they do is make demolition derbies where everybody gets a vehicle and that's the only thing you can kill someone with in the game, or fists. Other than that, they have some standard bug fixes. They fixed a couple of environment clipping issues where characters could get stuck in different pieces of the environment. They fixed another one where the game client could freeze. I think I've seen this one myself when exiting a game back to the lobby. Basically, it doesn't actually put me back to the lobby. The client crashes. I have to exit it through Task Manager and then start it again. They also fixed a bug where crosshairs were available still in no UI mode, which is going to be more important once they get hardcore mode in and you are in first person without crosshairs at all. So that's good to see. And they are temporarily removed the the flashbang from the game, because people were finding it was crashing their games, which you can imagine how frustrating that is when you're having a great game and then a squad runs in on you and purposely throws a flashbang on you, hoping that it crashes your game, and then they get the easy kill. The biggest improvement, I think, in this update is the anti-cheat stuff. I love this that they're doing this in this game. They're really monitoring what's going on with the community and trying to counter issues that people are saying that make people who want to play this competitively and try to win unplayable because people are trying to game the system with lag switches. So basically what they've done is they've just made it that if your ping is spiking above a certain point, your character will just stop moving until your ping drops back down, then you can keep moving. This will keep the player from being able to rubber band and actually be 3 or 4 screens ahead of where you're shooting, so you're not actually registering hits on the guy, but he's able to hit you because you're not lagging on his screen. Immensely helpful. The other thing that I think is just as big, if not bigger than this, that I really appreciate is I've got a middle-of-the-road PC with a GTX 1070 video card, so I can run it at relatively high settings. But I never do, because if I do, I can run into issues where I've got foliage. Like before they did the big month patch update, I ran into issues where I'd have foliage and grass on my screen because I had foliage at ultra, and I'd lay down and hide in it. But on the other guy's screen, since he had it set to low, he'd have no grass, so that I would, I'd look like an idiot running through the middle of a field, and I'd just lay down in a field in the open. At the 1 month update, they patched that so that foliage was universal across all platforms, no matter what your visual setting is. But people being people and wanting to cheat instead of play the game how it's meant to be played, figured that you could adjust the INI file, and this gave people an unfair advantage because they could just adjust that and turn the foliage back down so that they could play the game and you could lay down in an open field and they could still see you. This about sums it up for the week 8 update. But that's enough of me rambling. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, what glitches have you guys seen that haven't been fixed that you really want to see fixed? Or maybe even bigger, for the next monthly update, what's on your wish list? What would you like to see added to the game? Maybe there's new maps you want added. Maybe there's a style of map. Which guns you would like to see. Maybe there's vehicles or attachments. Or even more outrageous, I've heard this tossed around a couple of times, is the idea of putting claymores or mines into the game. Maybe something that you could only get picked up through the crate, through the supply